Ready for some juicy family drama? We're diving into the book of Genesis, chapters 37 through 39.
Oh, it's a classic.
It's got everything. Sibling rivalry,
Betrayal.
questionable parenting choices.
And enough plot twists to rival a modern-day soap opera, right?
Absolutely. But what's amazing is how these ancient stories still resonate today.
They really do.
They tap into these universal truths about human nature, about power, belonging, the things we still grapple with.
Exactly, and they do it in such a captivating way. We're hardwired for these stories.
Right from the start, we're introduced to Joseph, and, well, let's just say his dad's got a favorite child.
Oh yeah, no subtlety there.
That multicolored tunic. Come on, you can practically hear the other brothers fuming.
It's not just a nice gift in this context, right? It's a symbol, a very potent one. Well, in a culture where outward displays meant everything, where status, favor, it was all on display, that tunic, it speaks volumes.
It's like Jacob saying, this is my golden child right here.
Exactly. And in a patriarchal society like this, where the father's blessing, literal and figurative, determines your place, yeah, that tunic carries some serious weight.
It's like wearing a target on your back.
In a way, it is. But then if that wasn't enough to get under his brother's skin, Joseph has these incredibly vivid dreams.
And of course, he just has to share them, right?
Well, wouldn't you?
If I dreamt my brothers were bowing down to me, I might keep that one to myself.
You have to remember, in this world, dreams were huge E.
What do you mean?
They weren't just dreams, they were prophetic. People believed they held real power, often foreshadowed the future. So when Joseph shares these dreams, it's not just boasting.
It's a power move.
It's a challenge, a direct challenge to the established order. Suddenly, the youngest is seeing a future where he's on top, ruling over his older brothers.
I can see why they're ready to throw him in a pit.
Oh, it's about to get real.
And they do, literally. Left for dead, souls into slavery.
Talk about overreacting.
Right. But there's this one detail that always gets me.
What's that?
Reuben, the oldest, he actually tries to intervene.
It's an interesting twist, isn't it?
Like, he's obviously not thrilled about the dreams, but he's not ready to kill his brother either.
Exactly. He's bound by duty, by a sense of responsibility. He's the firstborn, so he tries to prevent the ultimate act of violence.
Shows that even in the midst of all that jealousy, there's still some family feeling there.
It's complicated, their motivation, a mix of rage, resentment, but also this lingering sense of obligation.
It's a mess, but that's families for you.
And it wouldn't be Genesis without a little more drama, right?
Well, it's about to get worse.
That image of the tunic, dipped in goat's blood, presented to the father. Chilling.
You can feel Jacob's world shattering. That tunic, once a symbol of love, now a symbol of loss and betrayal.
It's a powerful image, the way it captures the weight of their deception. That simple garment, now a tangible reminder of their shattered family bond.
It's heartbreaking, really. But we're not done with the family drama yet.
Oh no, not even close.
As Joseph is shipped off to Egypt, the story takes this sharp turn.
Buckle up, it's about to get complicated.
We're introduced to Judah and Tamar.
And it's a whole other level of family drama.
It's like, hold on, we were just getting started.
This chapter, it's often seen as a detour from Joseph's story.
Right, like a side quest.
Exactly. But it's crucial, actually,
Right.
because it gives us this incredible insight into the culture, into the importance of lineage, and the surprising agency that women could possess.
Even in a patriarchal system.
Especially in a patriarchal system.
Tamar's story is a wild ride.
It really is.
I mean, she's supposed to marry into Judah's family, right?
Right.
But tragedy strikes more than once, and it seems like she's been denied her rightful place.
She's dealt a difficult hand, that's for sure. But here's where it gets interesting. Tamar takes control.
What do you mean?
She doesn't just accept her fate. She disguises herself.
Bold move.
She challenges the social order, puts herself at risk, and in doing so, she exposes the hypocrisy of the whole system.
The system that claims to uphold justice but perpetuates injustice.
Exactly. Her actions, they're considered scandalous, sure, but they're driven by this deep desire for righteousness, for progeny, for her own lineage in a world determined to deny it.
She's like, if you want something done right.
Right. You got to do it yourself.
Exactly. But speaking of doing things yourself, let's get back to Joseph.
Oh, yeah, our guy in Egypt.
He's navigating this whole new world, sold to Potiphar, a powerful official. You'd think, finally, things are looking up, right?
You'd hope so.
But of course, it's never that simple.
There's always another twist with Joseph.
Always. And this time it comes in the form of Potiphar's wife, who takes a shall we say, special interest in him.
Ah, yes, the classic power dynamic.
Older woman,
Yeah.
younger man, he's in a vulnerable position.
And she's got all the power.
Exactly. What's he going to do?
Well, what he does is stay true to himself.
Which, in this case, means rejecting her advances.
Which, yeah, let's just say it doesn't go over well.
Not well at all. Next thing you know, he's in prison. Talk about a turn of events.
It's like just when he catches a break.
Fate throws him another curveball.
But here's the thing about Joseph. Even in prison, he thrives.
He's like the king of making the best of a bad situation.
He's got this resilience, this inner strength. And remember, he's a man of faith. He sees meaning, purpose, even in the darkest places.
And speaking of dark places, he meets two guys in prison, right? The baker and the cupbearer.
Both with some pretty vivid dreams of their own.
And who better to interpret them than Joseph?
Right? The guy's got a gift. What can I say?
And his interpretations, spot on as usual.
The cupbearer, he's back in Pharaoh's good graces.
And the baker, well, let's just say not so lucky.
It's this reminder running through the whole story of divine justice.
Like there's this plan, this bigger picture, even when it seems like everything's random.
Exactly. And it's about to get really interesting because remember the cupbearer.
The guy who owes Joseph a huge favor.
Oh, he remembers. Eventually.
After Joseph spends 2 more years in prison.
2 years. Can you imagine?
Talk about a test of patience.
But then, just when you think he's been forgotten, Pharaoh has a dream.
Not just any dream, right? We're talking seriously weird stuff here.
Oh, yeah. We're talking 7 healthy cows devoured by 7 sickly cows, 7 full heads of grain, then 7 withered ones. Weird doesn't even cover it.
And none of Pharaoh's advisors, none of the wise men, they can figure it out.
It's like a collective head-scratching moment in the palace.
But there's one guy who might be able to help. If only they could remember him. And that's when that cupbearer finally remembers, hey, I know a guy.
Talk about a light bulb moment.
2 years late, but better late than never, I guess.
Especially for Joseph.
No kidding. So he's pulled from prison, brought before Pharaoh.
Can you imagine that scene?
I mean, talk about a captive audience.
Yeah, and Joseph, he doesn't disappoint. He listens to these dreams, these bizarre images.
And he just knows, right?
Oh, he's got this gift. He sees beyond the literal, deciphers this chilling message for Pharaoh. 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of devastating famine.
It's like a punch to the gut, I bet.
It's a message no ruler wants to hear. But here's the thing that's so remarkable about Joseph. He doesn't just deliver bad news.
He comes with solutions.
He's got a plan, a detailed strategy for stockpiling grain, managing resources, basically future-proofing Egypt against the coming crisis.
I mean, it's brilliant.
It really is. This is ancient Egypt. We're not talking about modern logistics here.
He's working with what he's got, and he's still thinking 10 steps ahead.
And it works. Pharaoh, he's blown away, right?
This prisoner, this nobody, just saved his kingdom.
Talk about a meteoric rise. From prisoner to prime minister in what, like a day?
You can't make this stuff up.
It's Genesis, baby. Anything is possible.
But while Joseph is busy running Egypt, his family, not so lucky.
Oh no, that famine, it's hitting everyone.
And that's what brings the brothers to Egypt.
Desperate for food, for survival.
They have no idea, right?
No idea they're about to come face to face with the brother they betrayed all those years ago.
Talk about a family reunion.
It's the ultimate dun-dun-dun moment, isn't it?
And Joseph, he recognizes them instantly, but
But he doesn't reveal himself right away.
he plays it cool, tests them.
He accuses them of being spies, throws them in prison.
He's intense.
You can feel his struggle, right?
Yeah.
Wanting revenge, but also...
Wants his family back.
Exactly. It's this deep human conflict. He's been through so much, betrayed in the worst way.
But forgiveness, true forgiveness, it's not easy.
Especially when the wounds run this deep. But eventually, he can't hold it in any longer.
The big reveal.
The moment he says, I of Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt.
Chills.
You can practically hear a pin drop, right?
Total silence, then probably a whole lot of scrambling for forgiveness.
I can only imagine. But what's amazing is Joseph, he does forgive them.
He sees their remorse, their willingness to make things right.
And that's what allows for that incredible reconciliation, for the family to finally heal.
It's a powerful reminder that no matter how broken things seem, forgiveness, it's always possible.
It might not be easy, it might take time, but it's at the heart of these stories, of what it means to be human.
And that's what's so amazing about Genesis, about these stories that have been passed down for millennia.
They're not just ancient history, right?
They're about us, about family, about forgiveness, about the things we still grapple with today.
Exactly. They remind us that we're all part of something bigger, something messy, complicated.
But ultimately, something filled with hope. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder the enduring power of family, both the good and the bad. Until next time, keep exploring those ancient texts, keep asking those tough questions, and keep diving deep into the stories that shape us.
Welcome to Charlie and Mia's podcast. We're embarking on an exciting journey to read through the entire Bible in just 1 year. Every day, we dive into Scripture, exploring its meanings and how it applies to our lives today. We invite you to join us on this incredible adventure of learning and discovery. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.